Welcome, beautiful one. So my name is Theodora, and today we're going to do a beginner's variation of Sun Salutation, Surya Namaskar. So we're going to break down through the different phases, and I'm going to give you some options, especially if you have any issues with your back or with your wrists. Okay, so we start our Sun Salutation at the front of your mat. Okay, now if you do have any knee issues, we tend to start with our feet together, but if you do have knee issues, keep your feet slightly apart. All right, so your feet start grounded firmly into the floor. So we ground ourselves into our practice. So spread your toes nice and wide, ground your feet firmly, and then we're just gonna build up. So your legs start to become more active. So you might feel the thighs switch on. You might start to feel the buttocks switch on. And as you stand taller, you might start to feel an openness right across the chest. Then your spine is lengthening down. So tailbone reaches towards the mat. We're going to start with our hands into prayer. Your crown of the head is lifting tall. Now if you are someone who's rounding their shoulders and collapsing in here, really stand confident. Maybe close your eyes and really feel that energy and power start to rise up and become more and more as you stand tall. Okay, so we're grounding our feet into the earth so that we're always grounded, energized, and we walk with confidence, and the crown of the head is lifting tall, so our posture is open, our energy is open. And then when you're tall, when your chest is open, you're able to breathe more easily. So again, keep the eyes closed, and if you can, just breathe in and out through the nose, just in your own rhythm. Another breath here. So inhale deeply. This time breathe out through the mouth and then open your eyes. Okay, we're next going to take our arms towards the sky. So you can take the arms all the way up. Maybe look towards your hands if you do get dizzy. Just look straight ahead of you. Otherwise, reach the arms up, so even extending, even more so, energizing the body. And then when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and lower your head down towards the mat. Now if you're a little bit tight, just keep your hands onto the shin bones. Soften your knees and lower the head down. So you're not hunching over, you're just relaxing the way down. And again, just continue to breathe. Then we're going to slowly come up halfway. So your hands stay on the shin bones or onto the knees. And then draw the shoulders back. Crown of the head is reaching directly forward. So here what we're doing is we're strengthening our back muscles, and you might start to feel your core switch on. Again, my knees are still bent so that I'm not, again, trying to lengthen in an unsafe way. I'm giving my muscles time to lengthen and open up. Alright, now lower the hands towards the mat. Step your feet back. Now if you're really tight with your hip flexors, you might need to sort of take a couple of steps back. All right. Then from here, lower the knees down so your shoulders are above your wrists and your knees are a little further back. Again, my head is still forward, crown of the head forward. So this is a 6-point contact plank, and this is great for anyone who's just beginning with yoga. If you have any back issues, or you're postpartum, your core is not just there yet, which is a great little beginner. And you can always do this at any time as well, especially if you've quite fatigued or just want to change up your practice. Okay, so again, we're switching on that core, and our spine is long. Now we're going to lower our chest towards the mat. So don't move, I'm just going to move the mat back onto my mat. What you're going to do is essentially visualize yourself going forward and down, lowering the chest onto the mat. So my hands are in line with my chest. Then I untuck my toes. I keep those elbows in, and I just lift up slightly, opening the chest. My shoulders are back. Lower back down. I tuck the toes under again, and I push myself up like a push-up. And then I lift my tailbone towards the sky and lower the head down. Okay, so here my hamstrings are really tight, so I'm keeping my knees bent. My hands are pressing firmly into the mat. And I'm breathing. So we're lengthening our spine, lengthening the tailbone towards the sky, and lengthening the back of our legs. We're not worried too much about pressing the heels onto the floor. We're just warming up the body. Good. Okay, all right, you're gonna look next forward between your hands towards the front of the mat. Step your feet towards the front. Again, soften your knees and then fold forward down. Again, if you're really tight, just keep your hands onto those shin bones. And then we're gonna come up with a nice flat back. So look ahead of you. Take your arms out to the side. If you haven't got the space, you can bring your arms forward. Come up nice and tall. Maybe take a big deep breath in as you come up. And then lower the hands back down into prayer. All right, we're gonna do that one again, nice and slowly. So again, come towards the front of your mat. All right, let's reach the arms up over the head. And then slowly lower down. Hands onto the shin bones or onto the ankles. So we're in a forward fold. Then we extend the head forward. So this is called a half lift. Good. Again, switch that core on. Imagine your tailbone pressing back and the head lengthening forward. And then you're going to lower the hands down onto the mat. Step your feet back. So you're in a plank first and then lower your knees down. And give yourself time to adjust to the poses. And we're in no hurry. Good. Okay, so common little thing that we generally do is we lower the hips down and come to the floor. So if your arms sort of still need work to get strong, it's okay. Just keep going forward and go as low as you can until sort of the body gives way. Right, so remember your chest is between your hands, your feet. You untuck them so you release them. Elbows stay pressing in. My hands haven't moved, so they're still in line with my chest. Then I lift up. I lift my chin. And I'm breathing if I can. Good. And then I release the head back down. I tuck the toes under. I press myself up into sort of like a push-up position. Then my tailbone lifts and I lengthen my heels down. Knees stay bent. And I look between my legs so that my neck is long. I'm not straining my neck looking forward or sideways. Good. All right, now look between your hands, step your feet to the front of the mat. You might need to actually grab the leg, lower down, keep the knees soft. And then look ahead of you, come up nice and tall, reach the arms over your head. Maybe look towards the sky, and then hands back down into prayer. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple more rounds. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker, but the poses are going to be the same. Now I'm gonna guide you through. Now if you can breathe, doesn't matter how you breathe, just breathe normally. And we'll try and do 2, maybe 3 rounds of Sun Salutations. Okay, so reach the arms up, again breathe. Lower down into your forward fold. We're going to lift up halfway, head forward. Keep breathing, hands to the floor, step back into your plank, knees on the ground. Good, and then lower your chest onto the mat. Untuck your toes. Lift your chin, lift your chest. lower back down, tuck the toes under, press up, and sink back into a downward facing. Keep your knees soft, head hangs down. Breathe. Alright, look between your hands, step your feet to the front of your mat or between your hands. Lower down, keep your knees soft. I'm going to come up nice and tall. Big deep breath in, reach the arms up towards the sky and lower the hands down. Alright, let's go again. Take the arms up, breathe in and lower back down, soften the knees. We want to create length through the spine. Come up halfway, shoulders back. Hands to the floor, step back, plank. So knees drop down, and we lower our chest. Elbows stay in, untuck the feet, and lift up. Like you're peeling your chest up from that. Lower back down. Good. Now press up. Lift your tailbone. Lengthen down into your downward facing dog. Relax your neck. Breathe. Good. Look forward. Step your feet. Take as many steps as you need to. And then join at the front of the mat. Lower into your forward folds. Come up with a nice flat back. So you're coming up in a nice empowered way. Reach it up towards the sky. And then lower back down. All right, let's do one more. Breathe it in. Extend up. Extended mountain pose. Lower down into your forward fold. Keep the knees soft. Look ahead of you. Straight back. Hands onto the floor. Or mat, I should say. Plank. Knees come down. Keep the head forward. Lower your chest between your hands. Good. Breathe in. Lift up. Chest. Heart. Lower it back down. A little bit press up. Lift your tailbone. And lengthen the heels down. So you're stretching out those calf muscles in the back of the body. And look between your feet. And breathe. Good. Look forward. Again, let's step your feet to the front of the mat. Lengthen as you fold. I'm going to come up with a nice big deep breath in. Reach it up tall. And lower it down. Release your arms. And open the eyes. And just take a few deep breaths here. Feel the energy of Sun Salutation, which is all about warming up the whole body, connecting you back into yourself. Maybe you might feel your fingertips and your hands tingling. Maybe you feel a little bit more energized. This is what Sun Salutations are about. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. I look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you, and keep shining your light bright.